Welcome to 100 Days of Python, the Python Code Along Challenge. I'm Bill Mosley, and if you want to find the entire listing of the 100 Days of Python, you can find it at my website, www.bmosley.com/hdp. Let's get started. Hi, and welcome to another day of the 100 Days of Python. Today is day 70, and thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to pick up kind of where we left off from last time with Image and ImageDraw, and we're working with images that we can draw. And this time I want to use what we've learned to create a repeating pattern that will fill up the image. So we're going to start out with some of this base code from last time, but I'm going to get rid of all of these shapes that I drew. And I'm going to do some slight modifications to my code to kind of set things up better. So I'm going to say int x is 300 and int y equals 400. That way I have the vertical and horizontal measurements of the screen in variables, and I can use those and change those as I need to. Just nice to have. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to work with a basic repeating pattern. I'm going to use an ellipse. And so I'm going to draw ellipse. And if you remember, in an ellipse, we're defining 4 coordinates. We're defining the upper left corner and the lower right corner. So x and y of that corner, x and y of the lower right. So we want to say, let's say I'm going to go 0, 0, and I'm going to go, let's go over 100 and down 50. Let's see what that one looks like, and I'm going to fill it with black for now. So we'll run that, and there's my ellipse. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some randomization and some loops and some math to draw a repeating pattern on this, using this as my basic shape, but it's going to end up looking like scales because I'm going to overlap them and alternate them. So let's get started with that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to think about how I'm going to do this. So let me pull that image back up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a row of these, and then I'm going to draw another row of them that is scooted over 50 pixels, and it's also going to be shifted so that the center of the ellipse overlaps that one differently. And I'm going to have random blue colors with, maybe I'll do it like a black background. We'll see how it looks with and without the background, but that's kind of the plan. So I need to figure out how many of these will fit in a single vertical row and how many of them I'm going to need to create a full range of this. Now, keep in mind, they're going to be overlapped. So it's like half of this distance divided into the full width. So I'm going to do some basic math to kind of set things up and figure out the parameters. So I want to make sure that my ellipse height of the ellipse is going to be 50, and int width of the ellipse is going to be 50. So int row size is going to be the height, or the int y, the height of the image, divided by the height of the scale. Now, if I want to be really careful, what I should do is floor divide that and then go +1, because that'll make sure that if the height doesn't go evenly and then I don't get something that's not an integer. So it guarantees me receiving an integer from that calculation, and it makes sure that I have enough to cover it. If it draws one off the screen, no big deal. Okay, so I need int number rows now, and I'm going to say the number of rows is going to be, and the width of that scale should be 100, not 50, right? So we've got int height and int width. But the number of rows should be int x floor divided by int width divided by 2. And then we're going to have a +1 there too, just to be safe. Okay. So now each row is going to be alternating. So we're going to alternate. Let's run this again really quick. Just want to see it one more time here. We're going to alternate. So this row is going to be on the bren, and then this one's going to be shifted. I'm going to go half of the height up. So I'm going to say int shift equals false. Okay. So now I need to create 2 loops. But before I do that, I've got one more variable that I want to define, and that is going to be a list of colors. And I've got that list of colors already created, so I'm just going to copy and paste that from another place. And this is my list of blue colors. So these are just different blue shades. And I'm going to use that to randomly select the color each time I draw a scale. That'll provide some more interesting things here. So in this area here, I need to set up my 2 loops. So the first loop is going to be the number of rows. So for row in range, and I'm going to say int number rows. Okay. So that's my row loop. And if we say if row modulus 2, well, let's just say if and that should not be an integer, let's say Boolean. If Boolean shift is false, then int row start equals we're going to subtract half of the height. So we're going to say 0 minus int height floor divided by 2. And then we're going to say Boolean shift equals true. else, if it already is true, then int row start equals 0 and boolean shift equals false. So now for each row, it'll determine where the row is going to start. And now inside here, we're going to do another loop for scale in range int row size. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw each scale. So what we have to do is figure out all of these coordinates. So what we're going to do is we are going to figure out int x1 is going to be this first coordinate, and so it's going to be int row start plus scale times int h. Okay. So that's going to be where it starts there. And int y1, which is going to be this, is going to be int, well, it's going to be the row, because that's going to tell us where it's going to be, times the width, okay, and then int x2 is going to be int x1 plus int width. You know what? I got these two switched. This is actually y, and this is actually x, because this is the horizontal movement and this is the vertical movement. So I got those two switched. You can just switch the two variable names and you'll be good. So int x1 plus int width, and then we've got int x or y2 equals int y1 plus int height. That should work. So now we do int x1, int y1, int x2, and int y2. And then we need to randomly select a color. So we're going to say, oops, got to import random. So import random. Now let's come down here. We'll say the fill is going to be random choice. We're going to give that as blue shades. And that one is going to be inside here, just like that. Let's see what it does right now. Oops, for row in range, int number rows. So int number rows needs to be an int. I thought that would work. It's floor divided plus 1. I'm just going to convert that to an int just to force it. Let's just do the other one too. And if it's not an int, it'll just drop the decimal. So let's see what we got here. Okay. So we're getting there, but we need the overlap. I scooted each row over too far. So for each row, it's doing that. So row needs to be divided by 5, or divided by 4 divided by 2. Actually, I'm going to do it that way. Oh, look at that. There we got some scales. Now we do need to, I want to start over halfway there. So row say minus, if I do this, and I subtract int width divided by 2, I think that should work. Let's run it again. Oh, there it is. There's my random pattern of little dragon scales here in blue. That's kind of fun. Let's do outline. Let's do an outline. So which color? I think dark blue. Let's say outline equals dark blue. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's kind of nice. It gives them a little bit more like definition here. So that's kind of cool. Lots of things you can do here. You can come up with all kinds of fun repeating patterns. But that one's just an example of one of the things that you could do. And so, as a challenge, maybe figure out how you can get the scales to fade from a lighter color to a darker color, or maybe a cycle through the rainbow or something like that from left to right or from top to bottom. Those would be fun challenges. Anyway, so that's how you use the draw modules in the Pillow image library. And next time, we will figure out how to open an image and add some text to it, which is a really fun thing to do. Thank you so much for watching this video and coding along with me. Once again, if you want to access the entire listing of 100 Days of Python, you can do it at my website, www.bmosley.com/HDP. You can also access my book, Introduction to Python Programming for Absolute Beginners, at my website, www.bmosley.com/book. Thanks again, and we'll see you around.